Thank you. Just be patient.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Good evening. Oh, look at my Queen Miriam.
Dr. Smiles. Look at Dr. Smiles.
Well, you are smiling too.
It's reciprocating. It's coming from you, and so I get it.
Well, I believe this is really my nature.
It is.
Yeah. But if you want me to smile fakely, I will.
No, the genuine one, I feel the genuine one. So I don't
That's how a lot of people smile. See?
That's fake.
That's a
fake.
plastic or elastic smile.
That's a fake.
Yeah. Oh, that's the fake one.
Yeah, that's a fake one. Let's get the original one.
Oh, man.
No, that's the original. Yes, that's it. That's it. Even your eyes smile when the genuine one comes.
My eyes smile too. How can my eyes smile? Are you serious? Wow. I never knew. Queen Jackie, I didn't know that my eyes smile.
They light up. They brighten up. That's why your smile brightens your eyes.
Okay, I think we're ready to. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny.
Recording in progress.
What you said, John?
All right. Greetings, everyone. What a wonderful day we are in. What a wonderful week and an awesome month we are in. August 15. For those who believe and for those who worship, it's the Assumption Day and it's the independence of India. It was celebrated today. And today is August 15, 2023. We are in Globally Changing Lives, Deep Dive, an official on-passive webinar, and we are truly honored and blessed to have each and everyone who is listening live or virtually with us on this webinar right now. Please let us welcome and thank Dr. Derek for the opening tune that we're going to ask him to play, and pay attention to the special effects because it has updates on where on-passive is in its journey. We appreciate you joining today, and we're starting our webinar officially at this stage. Thank you so much once more, and Dr. Derek, over to you if you're ready to play our wonderful In It to Win It sung by Sister Lerato Shadare.
We are here. We
On Passive. On Passive, the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. Very much appreciated. That is artificial intelligence. Did you see the All Connect features? Artificial intelligence at its best. Wow. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Derek. All right. At this stage, we're moving to the next item on our agenda for the day, which is the mindset. How big is your why? Is the mindset for the day. And our queen, Sister Miriam Edwards, whom we see smiling in her wonderful white and outfits, is our speaker today. As our CEO has promised us the physical, Queen Miriam is going to provide us with the mental mindset for the day. And she is one of our international inspirational speakers. And she has a master's in accounting and an associate degree in theology. And did you know that she's also an IRS Enrolled Agent and tax resolution specialist with the government of America, with the US government? Not everybody has that ability, but we have that wonderful lady there smiling at us who's going to share about her wonderful, she's going to share with us about the big is your why, the mindset for the day. So please, she has prepared for us. So let us be prepared to receive what she has. Take a note, have a pen and pencil handy, because you may have some questions for her. And at the end of her presentation, you're most welcome to ask the questions, and she will respond to you before we move to the next segment of the webinar. Queen Miriam, thank you so much. You're very much welcome, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you, Queen Debbie, and thank you, Dr. Derek, for allowing me to speak on this platform. It's such a wonderful thing when we have so many different aspects of our family. We have family worldwide. We have immediate family. We have family everywhere. And I'm so happy to be part of this wonderful On Passive family. The topic we are going to look at this evening is, how big is your why? And I want you to ask yourself, let's ask ourselves that question. Call your name. Miriam, how big is your why? Let that resonate. How big is your why? We have heard on so many occasions, you have to have a why in order to do something. But how big it is? How big is it? When we were young, when we were toddlers, we were catered to. Our parents had to take care of us. Of course, they teach us little things as we get mature. And so we were able to do chores. And sometimes when we do chores and we do them very well, we get little incentives. We start going to school. We go from the first grade until adulthood, where we go to college. There are several whys that we had to go through. And because we have guardians, we have parents, and we have educators, they're able to help us tailor to the why, the big why. Now we become adults and we are working. We have family, we have different relationships, working relationship, social relationship. and we are steering through a career or we are building a business, how big is your why? And I will go back to the beginning of things. When we look at our Lord Jesus Christ, I think his why was so big even when he knew the suffering that he had to go through. He looked beyond all of the suffering and saw me, ages to come, that we would have needed rescue. We would need salvation. His why was so big that he went through, and although he knew the excruciating pain he would have to feel or he would go through, he said, "Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me." Then he just comforted himself. He said, "Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done." When our whys has become big enough that we look beyond the challenges that we go through, we look beyond the obstacles that are set in our way, and we're able to find a way to get there. Challenges, we either go around them or go under them or possibly go through them. Obstacles, we either go over them. We find a way when our why is big enough. Going back to the school days, there are so many times that we are doing subject matters that are so challenging, but be it our parents or sometimes we find a way, we find extra classes to get through our ideals, to get through to what we are trying to do, making sure that we succeed in our endeavors. Then we start going to college. College days are, of course, we are more mature, so we're able to make decisions on our own. So sometimes we're unable to understand the subject matter, especially when it is fresh. Some of us learn at different pace. For me, I had to get extra classes for most of my subjects. But although it was hard, the why was big enough. I needed to graduate, not only just graduate, but I need to get a good grade. My why was big enough for me to jump over all of those hurdles and get help. Sometimes when we're seeking help, it is not the ideal situation. People may say, "Oh, you're stupid," or "Oh, you're slow," but because my why was big enough, I push aside all of those challenges, all of those things, all of those areas, all of those words, and push past. And because my why was big enough, I got the help I needed. I know many of you have gone through the same situation, whatever area of study. When your why is big enough, you jump over all of those hurdles. Then we come into our business world, whether it's you're still at a job, you're working for your investor. Sometimes the conditions that you work under, it's not very conducive. However, because your why is big enough, you have to take care of your family, you have to pay student loan, you have to pay your rent, whatever it is, the why is big enough. So you get up every morning and you go to that job because you want to make sure that when you come back home, the door is not bolted or locked because you did not pay your rent or your mortgage. The why is big enough. Let's expand a little bit more. We are now business owners. Our passive experience has given us the opportunity to become business owners. Now, because the initial payment was $97, many people did not see it as anything valuable. So the whining and the complaining and everything, and they are some of us are not paying attention to all of the different processes that is going through. We don't have to find all of those technological capabilities. We don't have all of that billions of dollars to spend. However, we have a huge business ecosystem that is going to assist us, taking us to the next level, taking us to where we've never been before. Because some of us have never been business owners. We were always working, so we don't understand what it is. We don't understand the things behind business. When your why is big enough, you will sit and learn the things that will make you move from point A to point B. When your why is big enough, this opportunity, this experience that we are a part of, that Mr. Ashmafari, he had a dream, and his dream has materialized, and we are part of that dream. Now, when someone have a dream, we are not going to see all of the different parts because it's not our dream. However, a dreamer, a good dreamer, always bring other people with them. And thank God that Mr. Ashmafari, he was deliberate. His why was so big that although he had millions, he could spend the rest of his life living large with his family. However, he wants to correct the corruption, and therefore he included everyone who will. As the Bible says, whosoever will. I know he had that idea. He wants everyone to get a share of what he has to offer. Whosoever will. Unpassive is for whosoever. However, it's just a little bit over 1 million that decided to take that opportunity. When your why is big enough, you will see when something is great, when something is exceptional, when there's heart behind business. There are many businesses that there is no heart behind. It's just the dollars. If it's not coming, then you get out my way or I'll step over you. However, when your why is big enough, you want to see humanity succeed. You want to see humanity move from the level of low to the level of high. You want to see humanity, everyone having an equal share of opportunity, because the wealth is here. It's just that it's in the small few. However, Mr. Ashmafari, because his why is so big, he wants humanity to have a fair share of what is available. So he shared with us, and we're sharing with the world. We are adopting that principle, expanding our horizon, that others can feel, taste, touch, and smile as broad as we can smile. When your why is big enough, humanity is at the forefront. Humanity is at the forefront. So is your why big enough? Will you fold your hand when one obstacle come your way? Will you just throw up your hand in despair? Or will you find a way to get to your destination because the why is big enough? Why are you doing what you do? Is it sustainable? Is it for family? That why is big. If it's for family, that why is big. Is it to assist someone in need? That why is big. Is it to stand as an example that others can see? That why is big. Is your why big enough? Can someone trust you with the little you have and use it to expand? So when the huge amounts come, when the overflow comes, can you still be trusted? Is your why big enough that you can look to others, you can help others while you are getting to your destination? Will you pull up someone while you are going on your journey? Lori Balin talk about why it matters that your purpose or your why is big. That is what she said. It is that keeps you going. It is that keeps you pushing. I know there are a lot of people who have suffered big during COVID. However, they did not close shop. They are looking beyond and they see a silver lining. That kept them going because their why was big enough. Their why was massive. And so through the challenges, through the hurts, through the disappointments, they kept trotting. They kept pulling. They kept going. There are many students who have now graduated. They have never seen COVID before. They were able to study online for the entire time of their school tenure. And yet they were able to come out on top because their why was big enough. As we go through the phases of life, as we go on to the next day, what will make you stand up? What will make you move forward and stand in your purpose and allow God to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant? Are you a good steward of what you have, of what you're acquiring? Are you a good steward of your talent, of your time? When your why is big enough, you would spend time, you would strategize, you would make sure the things that are valuable, they are written, they are rewritten, they are revised, and make sure they're fine-tuned that you can get to your destination. Is your why big enough that you're able to make goals, whether short-term or long-term goals? A 5-year goal, break it down to a 2.5-year goal, then a 1-year goal, then a monthly goal, then a weekly goal, and a daily goal. Is your why big enough? Let's sit and take inventory. Why do I do what I do? And when you can go through, why do I go to school? Because I want to make money. Why do you want to make money? Because I want to help my family. Why do I want to help my family? That they can come up and help others. And why do you get a second job? Because I want to make sure that my extended family and someone else can be helped. And why do you do that? That those who are less fortunate, they can benefit from the resources that I acquire. And the whys and the whys and the whys. If you can find 5 tangible whys, 5 layers deep, your why is big enough. Expand your mind. If you have never written down your goals, start now. Write your goals down. Where do I want to be the next 5 years? What do I need to get there? If it's monetary, you need to write them down. When the monies come, you'll be able to understand how to use it. There are many times on this forum that we have gotten information, be it financial health, financial wealth, all of those information we have received. It's to help us to expand, to understand, or to gain knowledge as to how is my why big enough, or maybe I'm too shallow, or maybe I'm too this. However, we have the information that we need in order to expand, in order to stand, in order to be a worthwhile citizen that God can say, well done. Get your inventory done. Is your why big enough? Is my why big enough? Am I showing up? Am I standing in my purpose? Am I showing up the right way? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I looking at the products that we have in our ecosystem? Am I studying? Am I understanding what they are? Because we don't have to create those products. They're already there. All I need to do is to go and read what they are. The information is there, but is my why big enough that I take the time, 10, 15 minutes, take the time to look at what I have available? Is my why big enough? My why is big enough when I am able to pass through all the challenges, jump over every hurdle, and still get to my desired destination. Let's get our whys in perspective, realign if it needs be, and assess where you are so your why can be big enough and you're able to get to your destination. And we will hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thank you.
Wow, Queen Miriam, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. That was outstanding. And I have to say my praise today. I'm not going to hold it. You nailed it. You know why you nailed it? Because as a kid, I always had a goal. And I used to tell my family, can we have a plan? Can we have, and I would say, suggest us, so let's have a 5-year development plan and see who will be where in 5 years. And I make sure that we follow. At the end of 1 year, we have to revisit and see who accomplished that goal. And listening to you talk about that, as well as planning in advance and going through school, I mean, everything resonates with me. And taking stock and inventory, that's why I said, okay, I had my pen and I was taking my notes, but I don't have questions, but I'll pass the microphone over to those who took notes and had questions for you. So you can go ahead and raise your hands and let you answer your questions about how big is their whys, because everyone has a why, right? If nobody is available to share, I know Dr. Benny is always the first to start and say, how big is your why, Dr. Benny? And then anyone else, if you have your hand and you did take notes while Queen Sister Miriam was speaking, this is the time to raise your hand and say, what is your why? Or anything that she talked about. And I see we have a couple of global ambassadors from Malaysia. We welcome you. Bichinen Kemala, you're most welcome. I know Brother Kumaran is always here with us anyway, but it's the first time I'm seeing Bichinen Kemala. So I'm sorry, I have to apologize if I have to do that, because we see everybody, we go there, and when they come, we have to acknowledge them. So thank you. Over to you, Dr. Benny, please. What is your why?
Well, my why is to smile. Right? What is it? Oh, anyway, thank you so much, Queen Debbie, for giving me this opportunity to voice out my opinion. But before I do so, I want each and everyone to know that we have an amazing God who brought all of us together. Togetherness. As you guys know, our CEO stated that we should work together as a team, as a family. And that is why Queen Miriam decided to share this opportunity to all of us about what? Love, about our ecosystem, about my why, your why. Anyway, she talked about the ecosystem. Queen Miriam, remarkable presentation. You know I love you because
Love you too.
you smile just like me anyway. Now you can see. Look. Oh yes. Sorry. I know. Greetings to you, to each and everyone. I was Queen Miriam. You nailed it, just like Sister Debbie was saying. You nailed it. I just want to appreciate everything that you talk about the ecosystem, about most importantly, like during COVID-19, that a lot of students, because they couldn't go to school. Had it been they went to school in class, a lot of them will die. So they were forced to study using Zoom. They studied online, and they were
Mm-hmm.
determined, and they were able to pass their exams, and they were also able to graduate. This is important to me. Our ecosystem also is important, as well as correction to corruption. We will do what it takes. Our CEO is very important. And guess what? He is a perfectionist and he loves you and I. He decided to share this opportunity to
Yes.
all of us. And because he wants you and I to go out there and share this opportunity as well. Thank you so much, Queen Miriam. I love you to death. I love
I
you with all
love
my
you
heart,
too.
mind, and soul. Thank you so much. I'm done, Queen
Most
Thank,
Debbie.
welcome.
thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny, and keep smiling. And thank you, Queen Miriam. You know, when I was just listening to Dr. Benny, and I realized that the COVID years were very, very difficult in my household because my daughter graduated from medical school virtually standing in front of the TV when they called her name, and she had to take her oath, the Hippocratic oath, in front of just my husband and I. Can you imagine how sad that was? And then my baby didn't even go to school. She was crying every day, and she goes out. So it was a very difficult moment for people who don't know how to learn virtually without talking to other humans. But for introverts, yes, they could do it because, yeah, extroverts, it was a difficult period. So you just brought out something, the why. They kept going and they all graduated regardless of all the odds. So thank you so much. That's an amazing topic you came up with today. Very much appreciated. Thank
Most
you.
definitely. You're welcome.
Oh, all right. Queen Jacqueline.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Queen Debbie, for allowing me to speak on the platform. Of course, Dr. Derek and all the leaders here on Deep Dive. Yes, Queen Miriam, awesome and amazing topic. You know, you're reminding us that, hey, no matter what obstacles or whatever comes in our way, that we need to push on, and we don't have to stop, you know, because what your why gives us is determination. It gives us motivation, and it helps us to push through. You have to push through no matter what. You know, don't worry how long it's going to take. Don't worry that you didn't get the apples yet. You know, don't worry about those things, because we got so much other things to put in place. And that's what this awesome web deep dive is about.
That's right.
Equipping us with the things that we need. And Queen Miriam have brought things over and over to us. So you know what? Let's take heed. No matter what is you feel is holding you back, push through. All you got to do is push through. Imagine if Jesus didn't push through and all the things he went through and say, you know what, this is enough. I don't have time for this. Let me just lay down here and call it Georgia. He didn't. Moses didn't give up on the Israelites, even though they were hard-headed and knucklehead. He didn't give up. So that's preparing the path for us to let us know we don't have to give up. We just got to push through, because you want financial freedom. We want stability. We want to have time with our families. We want to change and help Ash Mafari to uplift humanity. So let's stay on our why. Keep on pushing through. Don't give up. And thank you, Queen Miriam, for bringing that amazing topic to us. We love you. Thanks.
Most welcome. Love you too, Jade.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Queen JW. We love you too. Brother Kumaran, how is Malaysia? Welcome.
Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you, Brother Kumaran.
Wow.
We're not even seeing your avatar. Are you okay?
Let me share one secret. My background. My background is there. Let me take out my background. I want to show you something.
Okay. You're welcome, and tell us about the other single Malaysian.
I'm in the morning. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
My background is the morning market. Because of my why, I'm still in the Zoom now.
Awesome.
Yes. So I put my headset. Okay. I have a question to Queen Miriam. She said about good dream. She just now mentioned good dreams. So what is the bad dream? And what is the difference between the good dream and the bad dream? That's it. Thank you.
Kumaran, that's a heavy set one. A good dream and a bad dream. A good dream and a bad dream. For me, a good dream is something good is happening. A bad dream is something bad is happening. What is bad in what could be bad that happen or you dream about? Or what could be good that could happen and you dream about it? So if we take it literal, every one of us have a dream or a goal or a purpose. Then we were all created with a purpose. But in order to achieve that purpose, we have to get up, we have to do something. So if we do nothing, although we have the potential, although we have the dream, as you say, it would not be realized. If you're saying, you talk about, you asking me what is the difference between a bad dream. If we dream, say for instance, I dreamt once before my mom died. I dreamt that she died. That was 20 years before she died. And I got nervous and I had to get help from one of my elders because it was very traumatizing. That dream was a bad dream. However, I did not allow it to derail me. I sought help and I was able to get over it. Up until my mom died in 2011, I did not tell her that I had that dream that she died. And 22 years after I had that dream, that's when my mom died. And it was the same scenario that she died. I was away from home. I was traveling. when I had that dream, and the reality of it, 22 years after, I was actually traveling when my mom died. So you can have a bad dream, but if you get help, you would be able to go through your life without allowing that dream to inhibit your purpose, to inhibit your desire to move on, to inhibit your growth, because dreams are dreams. If you decide to capitalize on the good dreams, go ahead. If you decide to get on with your life, even when you have a bad dream, you can be successful. It depends on the perspective, your perspective. You can either sit in a corner and allow it to destroy you, or you can seek help and realize that you can accomplish what God has created you for if you channel those energies into doing something productive. I hope that answers your question.
Well, Sister
you.
Miriam, thank you.
Thank
He is
you.
in an open market, so he may not
Thank
have.
you, Queen Miriam. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
Background noise, he might not have heard you. Thank you so much. And one of global ambassador on the chat said the difference between a good dream and a bad dream is preparation. So thank you, Brother Kumaran.
Awesome. Preparation.
Yeah. Queen Evelyn Jenkins, and then after that it will be Rita, then we move to the next item for the day. Queen Evelyn.
Evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, my sweetheart darling, today? How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Better, because I don't sound myself. Queen Miriam, what an awesome, awesome presentation. When I first started out, thank you. When I first started out with Old Founders, my group, we started out with doing a plan. Along the way, we stopped. So I'm glad you brought this up again, and we'll get back on track and do our schedule, our years and everything. We'll get back on track. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you,
Queen Debbie.
Thank you, Queen Evelyn. We always appreciate having you.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you. Same to you. All right. Queen Rita, how are you? Good evening and welcome.
Thank you so much, Queen Debbie, for this opportunity, and nice to see all of you. Queen Miriam, thank you very much for waking up a lot of people's dreams, because like a lot of people start to think of what is going on right now with what Mr. Ash talked about it yesterday. Yesterday it was like it's kind of like some of the people, because they put a lot of dreams towards this business. So if I may just say something about, in my perspective, that the question of our brother, that what is a good, can you hear me very well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what is a good dream and a bad dream? The good dream, I'm not going to talk about it, but the bad dream is right now in the situation that we are in. And a lot of people are now traumatized with what is going on, with the news that is going on about the lawsuit, even though our CEO acknowledged and he also encouraged us not to think about it. But we as a human, that you put your dream there and you plan, like you say, people have to plan for the goals and so, and people start doing that. And then something just came. That is a bad dream. That is a killing of the dream. And then now it is your chance whether you have to take that dream or you want, like, do you want to kill your dream or do you want to manifest and continue with the dream that you have? So the bad dream is if you take that negativity, if you start thinking opposite of what is going on right now, that is the bad dream and you start killing your dream. So that will be for me a bad dream that you are building on it. So for you to continue planning on your good dream, continue to do what you have been doing, continue to manifest, continue to pray, continue to look and have all this kind of a dream, it will kill the negativity of what is going around. That is why they say that any place that there is a negativity, please leave that place because you don't want to take it with you. That energy, you don't want it. So that is killing your dream. And thank you very much. Your topic is so beautiful and I love it, my dear.
Wonderful. Thank you for your contribution also, Queen Rita.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, sorry, I didn't unmute myself. Thank you so much, Sister Rita Mbotongwu. Sister Rita, thank you so much. Queen Miriam, we appreciate you. We thank you. It's always a pleasure listening to you talk because there's one thing about you that I'm learning as we go about in this journey. You can multitask, lady. Give yourself credit, and I thank the Almighty for sharing you with us because we do not only get your financial readiness, we do not only get your mindset, we do not only get your welcoming skills, we do not only get your update skills, we do not only get your smile and personality traits, we get everything that you can share with us whenever and however you are available. We appreciate that. Thank you, Queen Miriam.
It's always a pleasure to serve. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, sis. You're welcome. All right. Wow. We're moving to an amazing section of the webinar, which is called what? Everything that is technical. Who knows anything about everything that is technical on this forum? One person. Hey.
Dr. Derek.
Yes. Our king, our one brother, who is always supporting. By the way, someone asked for your phone number on the chat and I already gave it without asking your permission. So don't even worry about that. That's who he is. Call me, Dr. Derek. We thank you for your selflessness. We thank you for being who you are. I was so honored to see you with the Pakistan group yesterday. And I know you were with India today. When you spoke yesterday, I said, oh, he has spoken. And you were dressed in the right colors. We were so proud to see you up there. Thank you for always representing us. And hey, by the way, guys, if he didn't tell you, he'll be presenting to Singapore on Thursday, Thursday morning. I think it's 8:30 p.m. Jamaican time. Right, Dr. Derek? Oh, he doesn't remember.
8:30 a.m.
I said 8:30 a.m. Jamaican time.
But you said p.m.
Yeah, you said p.m.
Sincerest apologies. Oh, I'm getting old and senile. Oh,
PM is deep dive.
No, no, it cannot be deep dive time. Oh, no way. Oh, Brother Naga is still awake. And I guess what I also saw tonight. The monk from New York. Jesus, help me. I just saw him, the Buddhist monk. He hasn't, anyway, it's all right. I just forgot his name. Oh, yes, here he is. Brother Gianna. Yes, Brother Gianna. We haven't seen you in a while. We don't know what happened. Okay, I know. We don't know what happened. We haven't seen you in a while.
Dr. Derek, good evening, ma'am. Good evening to you all. I am
Good evening.
Yeah, I am Buddhist monk, high priest from Brooklyn. Yeah, you know well me, Dr. Benny also. Thank you, talking about about me. Thank you. Love
You're
you all.
welcome.
Love you all.
It's just that we used to see you always, and then for some time we didn't see you, and I saw you today. So it's a pleasure having you back. Thank you so much. So we're going to call on Dr. Derek to share his amazing skills with us in every field and any field. Please, once more, get your notepads ready because it's going to be really, really technical. The other day when he talked to Ash had to get him to say, okay, Ash was making notes. I have to make notes about this because I don't think I have an idea what you feel and what you're saying. This is too technical for me. And he took notes. So please make notes and ask the questions after his presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek, for giving us a platform to share with you and listen to you and your teachings. The microphone is yours, Dr. Derek.
Peace, blessings, enough love to everyone, all our global ambassadors that is present here. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much from all across the globe. Thank you very much, Queen Miriam. Really appreciate that mindset because the mindset is very important. How big is your why? How big is your why? You see, if we concentrate on our why, because listen, on passive is Ashmafari's why. All right. So you and I need to get our own why, so to speak. All right. So go and talk about getting clean water in your neck of the woods, or getting people off the street, or getting food to the hungry, and getting houses to the homeless, and all of those things. Prepare yourself. Do your groundwork now. Start to lay some foundations now for your why, and leave Ashmafari's why. Stop looking at trash and mess on YouTube. Let me say that again. Stop looking on trash and mess on YouTube. Please listen and watch things that are uplifting, that are optimistic, positive. All right. You and I should have no time for mess. Right. Let me say that again. You and I should have no time for mess. Leave mess where it is. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Miriam. And of course, thank you very much, Queen Debbie, for that kind, lovely introduction. All right. We're going to go down to the basic because there are some technical things that you would like to know, and you like to be there in that, at least in a basic level, right? Because when Ashmafara say you don't have to worry, yes, you don't have to worry about being a tech pro in order to do your business, right? You don't need to. But personally speaking, I think people would like to at least have some knowledge. And so we are going to go back to basics. So for some people, like maybe First Lady Queen Debbie, who is already tech savvy with a lot of things about computer. So this might be a little boring for our First Lady. It might be a little boring, but for those of us who are, a little slower and a little, not up there in the tech world, we're going to take it down to basic. So, take a look at this first video. What is a computer? Let us start right there, right? And let us see how far we can go. If not, we have to maybe leave some for our next time. But let us start with what really is a computer, right? A computer and we soon show you a little video on it. But the computer is whether you have a tower, that is that big standing one, the tower, or you have a laptop. So both of them are computers, right? Both of them are computers. What is it exactly? It is like taking your physical desk that you have at work. So, you know, people who work in an office, that is, not if you mix matter. But you take your physical desk. So on your physical desk, you have papers. On your physical desk, you have pen. On your physical desk, you might have a calculator. On your physical desk, you have all these things on your physical desk. So you take your pen and you write on a piece of paper and this and that and what have you. And maybe you file it in your filing cabinet that is beside your desk and what have you. So a computer, basically, and this is the basic principle, the computer is your desk, your physical desk on a screen. That's it. Your physical desk on a screen. What your computer knows now is binary, which is 0 and 1. 0, 1. Binary system. That is what the computer knows. But when you type in on your keyboard, it is actually visualizing those binary and put it back on the display to what you are doing. So that's a general idea of it. So take a look at this video as to what a computer is.
Computers are all around us. From laptop computers to smartphones to smartwatches, they're changing the way that we live our lives. But have you ever asked yourself, what exactly is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. The computer sees data as ones and zeros, but it knows how to combine them into much more complex things, such as a photo, movie, website, game, and much more. Computers use a combination of hardware and software. Hardware is any physical part of the computer, which includes the internal components and the external parts like the monitor and keyboard. Software is any set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do, such as a web browser, media player, or word processor. When most people say computer, they're talking about a personal computer. This can be a desktop computer or a laptop, which has basically the same capabilities, but in a more portable package. Personal computers come in a few different styles. The most common type uses the Windows operating system. Macs or Macintosh computers feature the Mac OS operating system, while Chromebooks run on Chrome OS. Smartphones and other mobile devices mostly use the iOS or Android operating systems. We'll talk more about operating systems in a later video. Computers come in many other shapes and sizes. TVs, game consoles, and even appliances like refrigerators can have built-in computers, although they may not do everything a desktop or a laptop can. There's another type of computer that plays an important role in our lives: servers. A server sends information to other computers on a network. In fact, every time you use the internet, web servers deliver the web pages that you want to see to your computer. Servers are also used in many offices to store and share files. As you can see, there are many types of computers out there, and each one plays a part in our modern world.
Wonderful. Yes, computers are all around us. We all have computerized bulbs and you know, computerized cameras, computerized stove. Everything now is computerized, washing machine and dryer and everything, cars, everything is computerized. And of course, we now have robots. And so we live in a computerized world, basically, bottom line. So for older folks or persons up in age, it is never too late. The fact of the matter is that we're not turning back. So might as well we get acclimated to computer, because it's simple, you know. And I'm not just saying that because I am, you know, I love it. But as I said, it is just, you know, how to use it. And so we are getting everyone familiarized with everything from the basic. And so now that we got a little taste of what a computer is, let us look at some buttons and some ports. Let us look at some buttons and ports. Things like USB and HDMI, you know, DVI, and, you know, VGA. These are all different ports that might be on your laptop or on your desktop. So let us get a little familiar with it.
Every computer has its own set of buttons, ports. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most common ones, including what they're for and how to recognize them. Some buttons are universal, like the power button. Depending on the type of computer you have, it may be on the front, on the back behind the screen, or even on the inside when you open the lid. The power socket is where you'll connect the power cord. If you have a laptop, you'll have a charging port instead. Most computers provide more than one USB port, so you can plug in any device you might need. Keyboards, printers, and USB drives are all common examples. Some computers even have USB-C ports, which can be used for many different things, not just plugging in devices. Laptops, for instance, often use the format for the charging port. If you have a desktop, you'll use the monitor port to connect the monitor. There are quite a few types of monitor connections, ranging from HDMI to the USB-C style we just mentioned. If you have a laptop, you can connect a separate monitor as long as you have the right equipment. Just look for the display port and plug in the appropriate cable. The Ethernet port lets you connect to the internet if you're not using Wi-Fi. All you need is an Ethernet cable, which you can then connect to your modem or router. If your computer has an audio jack, you can use it to plug in wired headphones or speakers. You may or may not have a disk drive, depending on how old your computer is and who makes it. The disk drive can be used to insert a CD, a DVD, or a Blu-ray disc. If you have ports that look like this, they're for older peripherals like mice, keyboards, and printers. Newer versions of these devices usually connect via USB or wirelessly. And that covers the basics of buttons and ports. Of course, every computer is different, and technology is always changing. To find out what options you have, take a closer look at your computer.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. And so, looking at the different ports, one of the ports that we want everyone to take note of is the external display port, especially on your laptop. Why? Because your laptop screen is a little small, maybe I think 17 inches. Most laptops, that's the biggest screen you might get. I don't remember seeing anything bigger than 17. If there's anything bigger in laptop, okay, fine. But I've never seen one bigger than 17 inches of laptop screen. And so, as according to even Ashmafari, always says to, always plug into a bigger screen. And so what you will use is that HDMI. So that HDMI port that is at the side of your laptop, just plug that in with a HDMI cable and plug that into your screen, and you'll be getting a dual screen where you would go into the settings and you will choose extended on that screen. And then what that will do now, right? What that will do is that it will give you a dual screen. And so where you go for that, it's display settings. So you right click on your desktop, and this window will pop up. Let me show that window there. Right, you right mouse click on your desktop, and of course this window will pop up. Right, let me full screen it so that you can see properly. Right, so I have two display actually connected on this one. So as I said, when you connect more than one, it will actually tell you how many is there in this little display. So as I said, you right click on your desktop, right click on the blank section of your desktop, and you click on display settings, and this will give you how many displays connected to your computer. You can identify them. So right now on the screen it tells me that which one is number 1, which is the primary, and which one is number 2, which is the secondary. All right, so right away the one that this is on is the secondary screen. So everything is really on my primary screen, and what I want to show comes on your secondary screen. So this, your extended screen or your secondary screen can now be any size. You can plug that into your 65-inch screen TV, or you can even plug it into a projector, and a projector can easily go up to 120 inches of display. So that is huge. That is huge, right? Watching, it's like you're watching, you went to the theater. So if you scroll down a little, right? If you scroll down a little, this is where you change the display. So it's either extended or duplicate. Now, if it is duplicate, everything on your primary screen is going to also show on your secondary screen. You don't want that. You want extended. Extend the display so that you can choose what you have on your primary screen and what you have on your secondary screen. Okay, this is what we need to focus on also, which is your display resolution. So right now my display resolution is high definition, of course, but it's 1366. 1366. Now, as if you remember, Ashmafari says that we are going to be at 4K, and 4K is at 3840. So you see that this 1366 is nothing. All right. So this is high definition, yes. And you see that that's the major. I don't have any more, bigger than that, right? So I will be just going down, all the way down to standard definition, which is 800, right? So we don't want that either. We want to be at the maximum recommended display that your screen offers. But as I said, this is something also we need to look at when we are going to purchase our next laptop, that it needs to be 3840, which is that first number right here, 3840. All right. So that is it for display, which is very, very important. All right. And so what we are going to, again, focus on a little bit, again, it's laptop, because most of us, going to get a laptop because we don't want to be stuck one place at home or wherever. We want to be moving. So whenever we go to Abu Dhabi, or we go to Dubai, or we go to Egypt, or you go to Africa, or New Zealand, or wherever, we want to have something that we can do our business wherever we are. So let us now focus a little bit on laptop. Getting to know laptop.
If you're thinking of buying a computer, you may have wondered, is a laptop right for me? Depending on how you plan to use it, the answer may be yes. In this video, we'll look at some of the ways that a laptop is different from a desktop to help you decide. The biggest difference is portability. Laptops have to be small and light so that you can pick them up and take them with you. Since all of the basic parts are built in, setting up a laptop is as easy as opening it. The downside is that the monitor is usually smaller than a desktop monitor, so you'll have less screen space. Another important difference is that laptops use a battery. The battery can provide power to the laptop when you're on the go, and it will recharge whenever it's plugged in. An added benefit of having a battery is if the power goes out, the battery can work as a backup power source. Instead of a mouse, laptops usually have a built-in touchpad, also known as a trackpad. You can control the pointer on the screen by using a drawing motion with your finger. If you haven't used a touchpad before, the experience is a little bit different from using a mouse, and it may take a while to get used to. If you're buying a desktop computer, you can mix and match almost any monitor, keyboard, and mouse that you want. With a laptop, you won't have quite as much freedom since everything is built in. However, if you want to have the best of both worlds, you can use your laptop's ports to connect a separate monitor, keyboard, and mouse, basically turning your laptop into a desktop. And of course, whenever you want to, you can simply disconnect everything and take your laptop with you. As you can see, there are some important differences between laptops and desktops. So depending on your preferences, you can decide which one best suits your needs.
Wonderful, wonderful. And as we know, in our instant, the laptop will fulfill our need because we will always be on the go, right? So we cannot log a big desktop computer with that big, that big tower that they call it, yes, tower. And then you have to log that monitor with you, and you have to log the keyboard and all of those things. So no. So therefore, the quickest way to do your business online is really a laptop. That's the quickest, and business on the go. That is how you want to do it. Business on the go. And so therefore, let us look a little bit on the laptop. The ports, as you know, you have USB, just like a desktop, you have a USB. So you can plug in a physical mouse, you can plug in a physical keyboard, and use that instead, where you you have the benefits of the desktop. right? So they have some very nice, neat, cool keyboards that are very portable, and also, yeah, well, you know, you have mouse and you have it in carded, and you also have it in cardless. So you'll be good to go. Okay, so let us kind of focus on a few things on the desktop. So let me share this one. Okay. All right. A few things that we would like to share is, first of all of this area is known as the desktop. So when I said, let me just take those out of the way. Right. When I said you right click and where it says display settings, that is what you click on to get your display, right? And the display is on the second screen. So let me pull it over to the first screen now, right? So this would be your display settings, your sound settings on the left-hand menu, right? Notifications and actions, etc., etc. That's for that settings. At the very bottom of your display, this is your display, your desktop display. On the very bottom of your display is what is known as your task bar. Right? So your task bar, it is where everything that you are working on and things that are working in the background, that is where you see it. So the clock is working in the background, that's where you see it. Your internet connection, you know, everything is, you know, temperature and all of those things and all of those lovely things. All of those is working in the background, so they are on your task bar. Any program that you open will also be on your task bar. Anything that is pinned to your task bar, it will be displayed on your task bar. And so anything on your task bar is going to be working in your RAM, right? And not your hard drive. Your hard drive is for storage. And so therefore, on your taskbar is your start. So when you click on start, that is where you have your power, your settings, etc., etc., in order to start, do what you want to do, right? And so that is the starting point of what you want to do. This brown thing right here, this brown folder, just like how you put your paper, your physical paper in a brown folder and put it in your filing cabinet. This is where you should put everything, all your documents, right? All your documents should be in documents. Now, some people have all their documents on their desktop, right? And some people smiling and holding them eye and holding them head and all those things, you know, guilty as charged and all of those things. That also slows down your computer. Let me say it again. When you have all of your files and all of your this and everything pile up on your desktop, right, which is right here, pile up on your desktop, that is what also slows down your computer, because basically you are working on it even though you're not working on it, because it is on your desktop ready to go. So when things are open on your desktop, it means you're ready to go with it, right? So it's using up your RAM, not your hard drive. It is using up your RAM, and so therefore, you know, it's struggling. It's struggling, and so your desktop is slow. Do not have more than 7. Do not have more than 7 things on your desktop. If you have more than 7, start to clear them off. Start to put documents in documents, start to put picture in your picture file, start to put videos in your video file, start to put PowerPoints in a PowerPoint file, etc., etc., so that things can look nice and decent and what have you. And then what you need to do also is what is known as a disk clean, right? Disk clean. So you can click in the search on your task bar. You click on the search and you type in DISK, disk, and see it says here, disk cleanup. Disk cleanup. What you're doing is kind of cleaning up your hard drive, right? So you click on disk cleanup, and of course it's your C drive. Your C drive is normally defaulted to your main hard drive, right? And you click on OK. You click on OK, and of course this little thing start to clean, start to clean, and it calculating the clean, calculating what to clean, what they need to clean, etc., etc. And so it is going through the process. Please do it at least once a week. At least once a week. Yes, yes, once a week. Once a week. Consider, right? And you check on all of these things. Check on all of them, especially temporary files, right? And what in your bin and temporary files. If you notice, I have 3.49 gig of temporary files on there. If you notice, if you're looking on it, what I'm doing. What are temporary files? Temporary files are files when you visit websites on the internet. As I said, it has to use a cookie, and it download the cookie on your computer, right? So the cookie is on the where you call it now, the browser. The cookie is on the browser, and a file is downloaded on your computer, right? For that website to work. If you don't go on the internet, if you do not use your computer to go on the internet, you will never get spyware or malware or any one of these things, unless you might get a flash drive from someone that has a malware on it, and you plug it into your USB, and bam, it releases on it. So be careful of flash drives also. All right. But if you are not on the internet, you definitely won't get any malware, right? So you need to clean up these things at least once a week. So you check all of the boxes, all of them, right? And then you click OK, and then click delete files. Yes, you need to permanently delete them, especially the temporary files. So you click on delete and let it clean up your computer, whether it's a desktop or a laptop, right? Let that do its thing and clean up and what have you. The next thing that you would need to do, because remember cookies, we did mention cookies, is that you're going to need to open up a browser, right? Open up a browser, and you're going to click on these three little dots on the top right hand side. Three little dots. Click on those three little dots, right? And you just go to history, and you click on history over here, and it go to history. And of course, this is the next area that you need to clean at least once a week, right? For your, no, OnPassive not going to clean your laptop, and OnPassive not going to clean your desktop, your computer. No. It's something. So you either take it to Best Buy or a technician, and let them do these simple little things and charge you a nice decent little money for doing the. So technology, please do not be afraid of technology. Try to learn technology, right? Because these things are expensive to take care of. Because if you go to a technician, a geek squad, they call some of them and what have you, then say, from they put them on it, it's $200 or $300, right? And these are some things you can do for yourself. So as it came up, then you just click on clear browsing data, which is on the left hand menu. Clear browsing data, click on it, right? On the left hand menu. After you click on settings, and this box jump up, make sure you click on advanced. If you have never done it before, it will come on basic. So please to click on advanced, right? Ensure that you're on advanced, and then of course ensure that you click on all time. It may be default to last hour. You don't want it to be no last hour. You want it to be all time, all the time, right? And if you want to clear your browsing history, don't have to, right? These are the two that you need to clear: your cookies and your cache or cache or whatever you call it, right? Your cookies, just these two. You don't need to clean your password and your author this and all of those things. It's just your cookies and the cache. Those are the two that you need to clean, and then you click on clear data. All right, and when you click on clear data, you're good to go. Right, this box will cancel and you're good to go. All right, so those are the little maintenance or little technical things that you need to do for your computer, and it clear up a lot of slowness that your computer might have or your laptop might have, right? Those are the things that clear it up. Okay, and next thing that you can do or should do, or I mean, if you're having, especially if you're having a little technical difficulty with OConnect because you did not remember to allow your microphone and allow your video when your browser asks you to do so, and you never notice it, and that went through the door, right? Click on the three little dots again, right? And you click on settings, not on history this time. You're going to go down to settings, click on settings, and when you click on settings, you're going to, on this left hand menu, over on this left hand menu, privacy and security. Privacy and security on the left hand menu on the settings for your browser. And this is Google Chrome. Now it might be a little different on Edge, might be a little different on Firefox, might be a little different on Safari, it might be a little different on other browsers. This is Google Chrome. Points to note. All right. So as I said, privacy and settings, and then you want to go over into the right hand menu and scroll down to where it says site settings. Site settings. And inside settings, right? Inside settings, you want to ensure that, right, you go down to where it says microphone. So where it says microphone, nice and lovely, and it says camera, nice and lovely there. So let us do microphone first. Click on microphone, and if you notice, OConnect is in here, right? OConnect is in here for me. OnPassive is in here for me, ecosystem, right? So these are allowed to use your microphone, right? So you need to click on site, can ask to use your microphone, and make sure that you allow these website or these website to use your microphone. If they are not allowed, you need to allow them. All right, need to allow them. And then you come over to your camera and you click on camera, and you need to allow your camera again on the sites, right? Which is, of course, for us, OConnect and the ecosystem, right? If they are not allowed in here, in your settings, you could try till you're weak. You will not be able to connect, even though you click on the allow the mic in the OConnect, you will not be able to. So when you get your new laptop, please look when you connect to OConnect. There is going to be a pop-up. You have to allow these pop-up. If you don't allow these pop-up, no matter how hard you try, you will not be able to enable your mic in OConnect so that you can use it properly, right? Again, let me go back and do it again for those who, this one is a little bit critical and crucial. So into your browser, and this is Google Chrome, as I said, the three little dots at the top right, and this is a tab, right? This Google up here is a tab, WhatsApp is a tab, YouTube tab, and email, Gmail tab, and on passive ecosystem tab, and this plus sign up here, I can add another tab, right? So this is me adding another tab. So these up here are tabs. This black, what is now, rectangle looking thing, this is your address bar. That's the address bar. That is where you put URL. That is where you type URL. That is where you type web address. That is where you type domain name, because all of those are the same. No difference. That's where you type your link, or you put your link up there, right? That's where you do all of that. Okay. So in that same line, going right across to these three little dots, you click on those three little dots and you go down to settings. And when you click on settings, settings open up. As we said, you go to privacy and security on the left-hand menu, not the menu in the middle. The left-hand menu under settings, you and Google, auto fill and password, and privacy and security. Click on privacy and security, and you can also clean your browsing data here too, as you see. But you scroll down a little bit and you click on site settings. Site settings. Click on site settings, and then you can, ensure that you enable your mic and your camera if you missed the opportunity to do it the first time when you engage your OConnect meeting. This is where you can also enable that. All right, so that was, I think that was a little mouthful for your computer or your laptop, and I hope you learn something. We might have to continue at the next time. I think this is enough to digest for one sitting. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate your attentiveness, if that's a word. And I turn you back over to Queen Debbie.
Dr. Derek, I don't know what to say. You can tell that when you sit talking, the numbers were so low. By the time you finished, the numbers went up. That's how much everyone is excited to come in and hear the technicality that you're going to display today. And again, as always, you over-delivered. You over-delivered. Queen Violet never raises her hand this fast. Her hand is already up. She went until the last minute, but today she's first to raise her hand. It definitely has reached her at a level where she could not hold it any longer. So thank you so much, Dr. Derek. This is just an outstanding idea that you came up with today. And I hope that this is just part one. And if you can do this like every Tuesday, you have the continuation of this. You have a refresher for today and a continuation next Tuesday. A refresher, when you come in next Tuesday, do a refresher from today and a continuation. Because Thursdays, we can leave it open for other things. But, you know, I remember that our CEO has been telling us this week, log into the ecosystem every day as often as you can. So until this week ends, we cannot plan too much in advance, but let's just say next Tuesday you have a recap of this and then you do the add-on, please. Just think about it. Thank you. Queen Violet. Hey, Queen Violet in the house. Dr. Benny in the house as well. Queen
Hello.
Violet. Hello.
Is this going to be available in the back office where we can, no, on Dr. Derek's YouTube?
It's on my YouTube channel. Deep Dive
live,
YT.
right?
It's on Deep Dive YT, and it's on Dream with Dr. P. Yeah.
Okay.
Just click on, when you go to the YouTube channel, just click on live and you'll see it. It's there live. It's actually there live now.
Okay. Can you put that in your thing on the side here? Your meeting chats? The thing that I have to look up. And you, my dear, are extremely patient with us, especially me. And I thank you for being who you are and taking care of us. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Violet. Thank you for always gracing us with your presence. We appreciate you as always. All right, people. This is time for questions and discussions. If you have any questions for from the presentation, this is the right time to raise your hand and your question